Now on Talking Solutions, it's been a while. Ina Mohan with the Health, Healing, and Happiness Expo.
Thank you. Very excited to be back.
Yeah. How many years has this been going on?
It is the 6th year.
Wow.
Yes.
And it's the 3rd year that I've been aware of it. And that entire time you've been at the Tuscany, which I believe you're going to be there again this year.
That is right. Tuscany has been good to us and is a wonderful venue. So we love to be back, yes.
And it's coming up soon, as in next weekend.
Right. 9th to the 11th, just days away.
I was there the year before last, and I brought my husband and one of the speakers, who I believe is back, big fan of Dr. Joel Fuhrman.
Oh, yes. How can you not love him?
Well, we got into the big room where he was doing his presentation. My husband had never heard Dr. Fuhrman speak before, and he was so interested.
Yeah, he has the facts down. He's done it for decades. He's also funny. See, Terry, I never get to listen to my speakers until after the fact, and everyone tells me how phenomenal they are and how life-changing the information and how they become groupies and fans, particularly of Dr. Fuhrman, who is really so accessible as well. And then I listened to him on the videos after, and I was blown away.
He is great. And not only Dr. Fuhrman, we heard other speakers also the same day that we were there. Just an incredible lineup. Dr. Fuhrman, I immediately got the book.
He's bringing his new book, I think that was just released, to our show.
I can't wait to hear about it. You start on Friday night and you go through the weekend?
That's right. We do a little pre-immersion this year for the very first time ever. We have a wonderful presenter who's coming from out of town, Miyoko Schinner. She's the queen of vegan cheese. She makes the most phenomenal plant-based cheese probably in the world. And she's doing a workshop with that cheese, Healthy Italian Cooking, Friday already at 2 p.m. So that's a little pre-conference where people can buy an extra ticket. And then we're diving into our welcome reception at 5, which is open to the public, no admission fees. And then another first time ever, which I'm really, really excited about, is the first ever gala dinner with our keynote speakers at the Tuscany. Friday evening at 7. And the menu is created by celebrity vegan chef Myra.
I love her. She's been in here before. Chef Myra is one of my favorites.
I know. And it's probably a history-making event, Terry, because it's the first time ever that a Las Vegas hotel casino is bringing in a vegan guest chef to create a menu along with their catering team. So we call it Verano Vegano. And you get to eat a 4-course gourmet vegan meal and be in the presence of our keynote speakers like Dr. Fuhrman, Dr. Clapper, Brian Clemens. So it's a very exclusive, intimate thing. Tickets for that go extra, but that's a no-miss event. That is happening all on Friday before we even get the show started.
Ina Mohan is with us from Health, Healing, and Happiness next weekend at the Tuscany, June 9th through the 11th. I think I was on your Facebook page, and there's one event people can attend at no cost.
Okay, we have 3 different components. Now, the expo where our vendors and sponsors are located, we call it the Holistic Health Expo, is completely free. There is no admission required to go in there. But of course, our conference sessions where you will hear Dr. Fuhrman and Miyoko and Dr. Clapper, these are the most famous nutritionist scientists in the world, I want to say, that are on our stage again this year. Those sessions require tickets, and we highly recommend to get those tickets in advance because you will save about $20 before they go up at the door. But the expo and the conference are right next to each other. So even if a conference isn't in your books for this year or you don't have the time commitment, do absolutely come by the expo because there's so much fun things going on. There's a stage in there as well, some entertainment, some vendor presentations, and all the latest and greatest, and nibbling and tasting and products and trying things out and health apparatuses and wonderful nutrition things. It's for the family. It's really something for everyone.
Ina, how did you come to put together the Health, Healing, and Happiness Expo?
Well, I was growing up in Germany as a chef, but when you're chef, you never really make the connection between food and health. You know, you worry about how it tastes and how it looks, but you don't know if it gives people a heart attack when they're eating your food because it's not what you're learning. My life changed completely after I came to the US in a completely different assignment. I was actually in charge for hotel casino software, opening the Wynn and working with MJ Mirage in 2004. But back home in Germany, I'm an only child. My mom was diagnosed with breast cancer and my dad was diagnosed with colon cancer just about the same time.
Wow.
So they literally took turns in the hospital and I was able to only fly back every couple months and literally literally just see them wasting away, more or less, Terry. It was really devastating. So I started researching what else can we do with regards to prevention, things that don't harm us, nothing that toxifies our body. And of course, then you come upon the nutrition. And once you open that floodgate, there's no going back. So I became a master student, and I became so passionate about it that I had to quit my well-paid corporate job at some stage and do something that I really, truly was guided towards, that is health and wellness. That merged into Health Healing and Happiness for the first year in 2012, where we started with 150 people, just a local small, well, not that small, but at the Springs Preserve back then, a smaller local event. It was just so wonderful to see how people were empowered, and they walk in with fears and doubts and not sure. The doctors told them there is no turning back, they're a hopeless case, and they walk out with bright eyes and saying, oh my God, I have new ideas, I have found community, people that I can connect with, I have these resources, I have these nutritional programs, there's other things I can do that will actually be able to really go to the root cause. And that fills me with so much joy, Terry, every year. It's become bigger. It's almost 900 people we had last 2 years.
Wow.
At this event. They come from all over the country. It's my heart's mission and passion to do these events. It's just joyful.
Well, you just exude it.
Thank you.
Mohan is with us with the Health, Healing, and Happiness Expo next weekend, Friday the 9th through Sunday the 11th of June at the Tuscany Suites. That's where we attended a couple of years back. And it really does impact you when you see these speakers and you hear their stories and their wellness approaches to life.
Yeah. And it's not just for those that are already sick and they're really looking for solutions. We also want to maintain our energy, our cognitive, our brain functions. We want to do anti-aging because, as humans, philosophically and physiologically, we can get over 100 years of age, but we sabotage ourselves all the time. So who doesn't want to add more years to their lives and more life to their years, respectively? There's a whole smorgasbord, as I want to call it, of options and subjects for no matter what you're interested in. And that brings me to the third component of the event this year, which I've never done before. I have these luminaries from all over the world on the main stage where we are having the conference tickets. And now this year I have a smaller workshop program as well with local presenters and some guest presenters that do just 1 to 2 hour workshops that are really deep dive immersions into a subject matter of your choosing and a small extra fee. And those workshops are also targeted towards my locals who may not be able to make a full day commitment or just want to come by and catch one of their favorite chefs like Chef Myra or Miyoko or Chef Kitty, who are doing an extra immersion at this event as well. I love the program. I know it's all over the place, Terry, but that's what makes it so attractive. We are not judging. We welcome you no matter where you are on your healthy path, vegan, non-vegan, sick or healthy, young or old, it doesn't matter. There's something for everyone there.
I agree that we do have the ability to live well past 100 years. I am all for that. I know also the quality of life is important, that we are able to have energy and to keep moving, be active, to not have to deal with issues like Alzheimer's, things that steal away the quality of our lives.
Right.
So the kind of people that you're inviting to next weekend's conference, Health, Healing, and Happiness at the Tuscany, as you said, Mohan, not all vegan.
That's right.
Maybe somebody who doesn't understand a plant-based diet. Mm-hmm. The thing that I hear all the time, and I'm sure you do too, because we are primarily plant-based in my household, especially after my husband saw Dr. Joel Fuhrman speaking at Health, Healing, and Happiness 2 years ago. It so opened his eyes.
Right.
But people who are not at that point and don't want to even attempt it, say, I could never give up the meat.
Oh, I've been one of those. Oh, yes. As a German chef, I was a cheese addict, literally. And I'm happy to say I got off that cheese addiction. But now I'm probably getting addicted again because Miyoko has vegan cheese.
Yeah, but that's not the same kind of cheese we got issues with.
My favorite part is, so the doctors, we have Dr. Clapper, who's been practicing nutritional science for probably 4 decades. And then we have Brian Clement from Hippocrates Health Institute in Florida, who's never been on my stage before. I'm really excited to have him. What phenomenal experts. They give you the science and the backgrounds and all the facts, everything that you need to know from a very, very credible, absolutely vested background. But then I have the chefs. and the chefs are going to feed us. The chef demos, and they make food that will your taste buds sing. And I like to say it like a friend here in town, it's food that loves you back because you can indulge. We have the most phenomenal vegan chocolate truffles in that expo that you need to explore on Sunday. I'm going to introduce your personality to her. You will not know the difference between your favorite comfort foods that you may eat today that may harm you and those delicious whole foods that can be very, very comfortable, and they are so well made and so immensely satisfying that you never feel that you're depriving yourself or that you sacrifice anything for a healthy lifestyle.
I think most people who are listening to us have not had the opportunity to attend a vegan dining event and find out how incredible the food tastes. They're thinking that we're off eating sticks. And,
no, we're not just salad people, trust me.
No, there's a lot more to it.
Yes.
Also, as part of Health, Healing, and Happiness next weekend at the Tuscany, you also have a vegan buffet, and people can be not just pleasantly surprised, but truly amazed at the variety and the flavors.
Well, I'm so proud of the Tuscany catering team under Chef Lonnie Beals. They were so scared to do a vegan buffet 3 years ago when we moved into the place for the first time, but they've done a phenomenal job in creating a Mexican and a tropical buffet. So there's a different vegan buffet both days of the event, and these buffets sell out, so I will highly encourage people to get their conference tickets now before we need to close the numbers on the lunches. But that's the only lunch buffet that is vegan in town to begin with, and it's mind-blowing. I didn't know what kind of comments I would get back from my very, very picky long-term loyalists, but they love those buffets. I mean, you don't have to go search for food. You have everything there. You can taste the food that they're talking about on stage, which is even better.
I'm looking forward also to the cheeses that are not cheese.
Based on cashews and nuts, and extremely well done.
People don't know what you can do with cashews.
Oh, I know. And chocolates and cookies. We have cheesecake as well. She's a local vendor in the expo. She makes cheesecakes. I don't miss cheese. I don't eat sweets. But if you think that you want to satisfy your sweet cravings, and that's the hardest thing, to give up all your comfort foods, or with the cheese, which is actually food addiction, by the way, because it sets up this chemical neurotransmitters in the brain that are very similar to doing drugs like cocaine. That's why people get addicted to cheese and other animal products. But we can wipe these addictions out, get you probably lose a couple pounds on the way because you get all that inflammation out of the body, and just clear up the brain, clear up the fog, clear up everything else, all the congestion. But you don't need to miss the cheese and your comfort foods to do that.
We hear the numbers. 1 out of 3 people expected to develop type 2 diabetes at some point in their life.
Epidemic.
We've got issues as far as our health, our nutrition, what we're consuming. And rather than just going, well, chances are I might end up with type 2 diabetic kind of lifestyle. And, well, yeah, I really, really like sugar and meats and I'm not giving it up. Instead of just resolving that is part of your future, instead of just saying, well, I can't walk away from these foods, there are alternatives to the medication and all of the health risks that are involved. Why not just take a day or a weekend and find out how incredibly delicious and accessible and easy to live with those choices are?
I know, because diabetes type 2 is completely reversible. Dr. Furman has written the book, The End of Diabetes. He will speak primarily about cancer, and then he will do a bunch of recipe for longevity options on the second day, because he's speaking twice this year, which is great.
I love him.
But diabetes is always part of the subject matters because it's such an epidemic nowadays. And it's so easily reversible in as little as 21 days, type 2. And we even have registered cases with type 1 where the disease becomes very manageable. Live extremely better by changing the lifestyle without sacrifice, without every day hating your new lifestyle. I'm a chef, I'm a foodie. I wouldn't eat anything that isn't satisfying. I mean, I'm very green, to be honest, because I know how to do it. But, it's all in the balance. You want to know how to balance. You don't have to give up every last piece that makes you happy. Because when we start stressing about what we're eating and what life is, we are also not serving ourselves with regards to becoming better, thriving, and healthy. And that's the other part of this conference, is the happiness factor, actually.
Health, Healing, and Happiness. That's the name of the conference, the expo, the entire event, coming up next weekend, June 9th through the 11th at the Tuscany. I've been to the event. I've seen Dr. Furman. We were already headed that direction and have followed it. And we were just mentioning, don't resolve yourself to being a likely candidate for type 2 diabetes. Don't expect that that's the lifestyle that you will be forced to live.
You don't don't have to
There's so many
yourself.
choices. People also say, oh, it's too hard.
No, not hard at all.
You know how many food choices are out there these days? How many food delivery services do we have? There are vegan choices even available. If you're too busy, you can still live the lifestyle, and it's not difficult.
It's not. And Las Vegas is exploding when it comes to not just pure vegan or plant-based restaurants, but also a lot of other restaurants, strip restaurants, even casino restaurants that are adding vegan options, vegan menus. We have a very strong, passionate vegan community here that loves to just promote a healthier, more compassionate, less cruelty-intense lifestyle. You know, no matter from what perspective you're coming into wanting to eat more plants, I'm not judging you. It took me over 30 years to figure that out, so we're not judging anyone. That's why I like the event. I think that's one of the secrets why it's grown as it has. It's not a veg fest. Everything is going to be very much driven by ethics. I am an ethical vegan myself, and the veg fests do that too, don't get me wrong. But the reason that I'm saying that is because people often get a little bit scared that they might be guilted into changing their lifestyle and that they will be chastised for their current choices. None of that. I've been there most of my life, so who am I to judge you? I want to make it very welcoming and open, no matter where you are, no matter what your current situation is. Just come in, explore the options, discover what is healing, what is serving you, get a custom program tailor-made to your own needs with the foods as whole and as plant-based as possible. You know, it could be overnight, it could be a matter of another year that you are transitioning, but we want to prove to you, and I think we do that really well, that you can live to the fullest, thrive to the fullest, be at optimal physical and emotional health without sacrificing a thing that you love at the same time.
It doesn't matter that we choose not to eat beef burgers or turkey burgers.
Oh, so many veggie burgers in town. There's a little competition even going on, I think, between all the vegan restaurants for the best burger.
Ina Mohan is our guest discussing next weekend's big event at the Tuscany, which is Health, Healing, and Happiness, happening June 9th through the 11th. Like you said, Ina, you're not judging anyone.
Right.
Everyone is invited to be a part of the event, and we're the same way. I have figured out the only person whose behavior I can be accountable for is my own.
Yeah.
I enjoy sharing information with others, but I can't make them change.
No.
That's something that has to come from the inside out with each individual.
You have to find your own purpose and your own reasons. You know, Terry, we spoke a little bit about what drove me into this completely different path from my former career. I think people only change for inspiration or desperation generally. And my mission in life is, after seeing my dad also passed away from cancer literally just a year ago, which was a secondary cancer caused most likely by the treatment he got for his first one. I lost my whole family to cancer. So that is my hot button subject right there. So I'm really glad that Dr. Freeman will address it, probably Dr. Clapper also. But I love to be able to say, no one on my watch who I can possibly reach here in Vegas or nationwide or worldwide needs to go through this suffering without at least knowing the options, getting an idea what is out there. I love to empower people. You know, you come in the door, you don't know what's going to hit you. What is it going to all about? Can I eat anything? Is it going to taste good? But you're going to go and say, wow, I had no idea what this is doing to me. I had no idea how easy it could be and no idea how good it would taste. I want to empower people to take charge of the whole body, mind, and spirit naturally, without toxins, without harmful medication. All that has their rightful place and is very important. But internal diseases that mostly come from environment and lifestyle can only be reversed with environment and lifestyle. You don't just want to throw some cover up, like a mask on top of it. You want to look at cures. You want to look at reversal. You want to go to the root cause, get to the stem cells of things. That's what we do with nutrition-based science, with these programs, but also check on what's going on in your mind. So my favorite part, apart from the food, as I'm a foodie and that's important, is we give you so much confidence and I think new hope and new joy and feeling empowered that you can do that yourself. But you're absolutely right, Terry. It needs to come from within. I'm just the provider of the tools. I'm the messenger and the facilitator.
Ina, I'm so sorry that you lost both of your parents and other family members to cancer. I am, however, very pleased that the way that you chose to deal with it was to find alternatives. to find answers to avoid that situation in your life and hopefully the lives of a lot of other people.
Yes, that's right. That's the driver.
Well, there are a lot of answers, certainly for anybody who is vegan. For me, I'm not quite there. Our path was a gradual one, and I think that I would recommend that to anyone. If you're not ready to say, tomorrow morning when I get up, I am going to be completely vegan, that might be a dramatic change from what you're doing right now. Mm-hmm. A gradual move toward that is absolutely a great idea. Mm-hmm. Why not start that direction? Why not go to the Health, Healing, Happiness Expo and see what is out there? Because you're thinking that if you gave up these other foods,
then you probably feel miserable.
Oh, yes.
But here's the thing, and no one believes that when I tell them that, your cells respond to the highest level of nutrition that you give them. So only if you, and I like the term outcrowding, for me that means rather than just depriving and skipping all the things right at first before I know what to replace them with, what to replenish them with, I love for you to find the good things first. When you put all these wonderful things on your body, in your mouth, into your head, in your mind, everywhere else, you will automatically see that the bad things fall off the cliff on the other side because there's no more space for them. Your body will go, I don't have those sugar cravings anymore because you were feeding me this green stuff and it was good. I want more of that now because our bodies are very, very powerful, smart healing machines. And we have all the energy people there to also give you a little guidance on what you might need on top of the food stuff and
so
the doctors.
People who are in Southern Nevada already know about the Health, Healing, and Happiness Expo. It's been going on now for 6 years.
Yes.
So people who already have that lifestyle, chances are they've heard of your event.
Probably.
If not, attended it once or twice or many times in the interim. But for everyone else, it's a chance to find out how many options exist.
That's
because
right.
you think that you're going to cut off all the good things in your life if you
don't need
go
to.
that direction. And it's just not the case.
Exactly.
So it would be an opportunity to see if there aren't some good choices out there. And even if it only meant reducing your intake of meats.
Or dairy.
Yes,
primarily.
exactly. Mm-hmm. The cheeses, the dairy that just aren't good for you. There are just so many healthy options out there. And you're just saying, here it is for you to see, to hear about, for you to try.
And make the connections. Because I think community is a big part of that. You know, to find your support network, to meet the like-minded people, the ones that you can exchange the ideas with, the problems, the path, get the experts, get connected and get on the programs, get the books and the videos and the movies. But I think the local community and background network is my other favorite part because there's so much joy seeing people creating these long-term relationships and friendships. And I love it when they say, oh, you know what? It's not that I'm a matchmaker. I'm not sure if people find their husbands necessarily or wives, but business connections and partnerships are made. And I get these thank you messages a lot. That's great. There's something about a healthy vibration in that space.
You find that you meet a lot of really nice, interesting, vibrant people.
All those that are really open to being that again, you know, live to the highest potential in every aspect of their life.
So you're invited. It is the Health, Healing, and Happiness Expo coming up next weekend, June 9th through the 11th at the Tuscany. Now, Ina Mohan, you told us that part of it is free to see the vendors. If somebody wants to just come in and see what's going on, they just come into the Tuscany?
Yeah, absolutely. You just come up to the Florentine Ballroom. That's the conference area. You will see our reception desk for the event there. And then if you have a conference ticket, absolutely, you get your wristband. If you'd like one, you can still get it there. Or if you just want to come see the vendors and sponsors and try some good things, you'll be guided right into the expo hall and you can have fun.
That entrance desk is where I met Dr. Joel Furman. I saw him and I was like, oh, I've seen you on PBS. I love you.
We have a red carpet there as well with a step and repeat in the expo hall if you want to take some pictures.
Okay, I see myself on social media with somebody really cool at the Health, Healing, and Happiness Expo. Ina Mohan, we're going to make sure that the links for the website to get the information, to get tickets, all of that is available on our Talking Solutions Facebook page along with podcasts of our discussion today. Is there anything that I'm forgetting?
You know, I just want to make sure that people know this is an event for the whole family. So if you have children, you can call the number just to find out if they need a ticket. The number is 702-970-7775. That's our event hotline. Generally, we're not charging for kids, even in the conference sessions, but do ask. I would highly suggest to get your conference tickets ahead of time because they do go up at the door by about $20. So it would be a very wise decision. And we are usually running out of lunch included tickets because these vegan lunch buffets are really to die for. I shouldn't say that. To live for, really. Really. To live longer for. Absolutely.
I like that thought. And Chef Myra is going to be involved with this.
Yes.
She is our most famous local vegan chef, I believe.
Absolutely. And she is very involved. She has a main stage presence. She is the chef that's cooking our 4-course gourmet gala dinner Friday evening, which we never had before. Friday, June 9th, you can dine with Dr. Furman and the other doctors. So get your ticket in advance as well. Let me tell you the website so you know where to go. It's health-healing-happiness.com. And everything is listed there. The schedule, the speakers, the tickets. Get on there, see what you like to do, but get your tickets in advance. Very highly recommended. Or you just come to the expo. If that's not in your books this year, just dip your toe in the water or jump right into the beautiful lake of dreams and healing and, whatever you wish to do. I think we got something for you there.
Ina, what are the hours on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday?
So once again, we start with a little pre-immersion workshop by a Queen of Vegan Cheese, Miyoko, and Healthy Cooking with Miyoko on Friday from 2 to 3 p.m. Then come to our welcome reception, which is at 5 p.m. That's free to the public as well. And you can get some of Miyoko's cheese there because we will have cheese sampling. But then Pièce de Résistance, Friday night, Gala Dinner with the Stars starts at 7 p.m. That requires reservation. I think we might have 50 tickets left. It's a very exclusive, intimate affair. So try to get these online if you can. And then the showtime Saturday and Sunday, doors open in the morning at 8:45 a.m. and go all the way until about 5:30 p.m. at night, both of these days.
It really is fun. I've been there before. I use up every last bit of energy just soaking up the people, the presentations, the vendor area. And it is the Health, Healing, and Happiness event coming up next weekend, June 9th through the 11th at the Tuscany Suites. We will also make sure, Ina, that we have your website, the phone number for contact,
Perfect.
All the info on the Talking Solutions Facebook page, along with a podcast of our discussion today.
Bring some people, and you get actually little savings as well. So if you bring 2 friends or more, I have a group special of 3+ guests where you can save another $20 off every ticket. Because we're always rewarding people who bring others, share the good message of health, bring those that need to hear it, those that probably struggle and fight you head and nail, but bring them in, talk about the food. You can get everyone in the door with the food. Trust me, they will be excited. And we have group specials as well. You can do a little extra saving.
Bring the people that don't believe that your plant-based or vegan lifestyle is as delicious and amazing and inspires energy.
And satisfying, yes.
You don't have to just accept that you've got a good shot at becoming a type 2 diabetic. You don't have to accept that at some point in time you'll have to take some kind of drug to deal with that.
And minimize your cancer risk. Really, really, you can do that. It's possible. It's not something that we have to just subject ourselves. Aging is not something that nature just intended for you. You don't have to lose your cognitive fitness. We have yoga and fitness classes as part of the event as well, so you got to get some moves on. Because health and wellness, Terry, is a whole, and I like to say like a wheel of life. There's many different components to it, and you want to make sure that you address the physical and emotional side and your social side, and that's why we like to make a round offering so you can indulge in everything that you feel that you need to replenish or strengthen at this time.
You know what they say, food is medicine.
Right.
The only kind of medicine I want. It's going to be a great event next weekend, June 9th through the 11th at the Tuscany. It's the Health, Healing, and Happiness Expo. Ina Mohan, this is your baby that you do every year. I would imagine It takes up your entire year planning it.
Oh, well, we got that down very well, and I am so blessed to have fantastic people on the team that volunteer their time, some of them hires for my team, and I just love everyone. They know the conference, and they help me sleep and breathe for those last 10 days. It takes about half a year to put it on, that's for sure. I have another one coming up this year.
We'll find out about that at the event, I'm sure.
Yes,
you can come in and tell me about it. Ina Mohan, I know it's your busiest time of year getting ready for the Health, Healing, and Happiness Expo. Thank you so much for joining us today on Talking Solutions.
Thank you for having me, Tara. It's a pleasure.
Celebrating 100 years of service, your Southern Nevada Red Cross chapter urges you to consider giving the gift of life, blood. Red Cross blood drives are happening all the time. Go to redcrossblood.org and donate.
Hey, I think I got a couple minutes to let you know about an event that's coming up next Sunday, June 11th from noon to 4 at the Paseo Verde Library in Henderson. The Clark County, Nevada Genealogy Society is pairing with the Henderson Library for a big genealogy fair. It's free. They've got more than 20 organizations from all around the Valley, and they're going to help you learn about family history and genealogy. It's your chance to start learning about your ancestors. You know who Mark Hall Patton is, right? From the Clark County Museum. He's been on Pawn Stars tons of times. A lot of people know him from his very distinctive hat. Meet Mark Hall Patton. Learn how to create your own family tree. You can learn about DNA. Find out about all the resources we have here in the community. Plus, they'll have raffles and prizes, and it's all free. But there is one thing. You do need to RSVP. Noon to 4 next Sunday, June 11th, at the Paseo Verde Library in Henderson, just off the 215 and Green Valley Parkway. Whole family is invited, but like I said, you do need to RSVP in advance. Being put on by the Clark County, Nevada Genealogical Society. Their website is ccngs.org. Clark County, Nevada Genealogical Society, ccngs.org. Plus, I put all the links and everything on the Talking Solutions Facebook page. Good time for the whole family, free of charge, but you do need to let them know in advance you're coming. Talking Solutions is a production of the Community Relations Department here at Beasley Media Group, Las Vegas. Get more information on today's topic on our Talking Solutions page on Facebook, where you will also find links and a podcast of today's show. Thanks for listening, and have a great week.